Hi, this is Kerry. Recently I watched a couple of videos around the question of my element, and it got to me to thinking, because according to astrology my element is air, and I have always really associated with that, certainly at the level of thinking that was my main element, my main way of being in the world. That made a lot of sense to me. But as I thought about it more, and as I heard, for example, the comments of Marisee about different elements and her going to extremes with them and wanting to have them all around her, I started to think about the fact that, for example, on our altars, we have all of the elements. They are all present, they are all necessary. And so I've been reading a book, let's find that for you, by Nancy B. Watson, called Practical Solitary Magic. And in this book there's a kind of quiz, a temperament questionnaire with various questions. It's a little bit like Cosmo in some ways, A, B, C or D. She is strongly influenced by this guy, Jung, and his ideas about the different functions that we have temperamentally within our psyche. And Jung said that, we start off with one main function and then another one starts to come to light. And that part of our path in life is to try to create a more balanced self, where we can access all of those elements. And so that really made me think again about the altar, and how also as magicians, as witches, we are trying to draw on all the elements, combine them, and bring in spirit as well, of course. So I did the questionnaire and I was quite surprised by the results. I've kind of laid this out as a pentacle with the books in the centre. So these are some key words that I associate with each element, and the percentage is the percentage I got of that element in the quiz. So fire, 24%. There are 4 elements, so 25% would be absolute balance. Water is my weakest aspect according to this quiz, and I can certainly see that. I still find it very hard to know my emotions, to access them, to understand them, but it's something that I'm definitely working on. Air, which I thought would be my strongest, isn't actually. It's 27%. And finally we have earth. I always thought that I needed a lot of grounding, and perhaps because I've always thought that, it's something that I've worked on a lot. And now, in this quiz at least, it was my strongest element. But not by very much, as I say. It's 27% for air, 29% for earth, 24% for fire, so really pretty balanced there. And that makes a lot of sense to me actually, because I've done quite a lot of work, I guess, to balance out these different aspects. Because I always thought that I was so airy, I have tried to do things that are from the other elements. And I think that's really what this is about, this elemental question, that we need them all, and then we also need our connection to the divine, however we see that, whether it be the goddess and the god, just a goddess, just a god, angels. That connection to the divine is what perhaps brings it all together, what makes it magical, and what brings us that deep sense of connection, not only within ourselves, but to the rest of the world and the universe. So, those are my thoughts on the elements, that actually we should be encouraged to work towards a full balance, drawing all of the elements into us. So, my homework is this. How about you? Blessed be.